You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
This is Miss SC. Welcome to the Single Ladies Cafe. With me today, I have Foxx. I almost was going to say Miss.
Yeah, she says Miss Foxx. Today is going down.
Oh, wow. I was very conscientious about saying Foxx. Hi, Foxx.
Hi, Miss SC.
How are you today?
I am very good.
Good. And then I have Miss Kiki. How are you today, sweetie?
Very well.
Yeah?
Yes.
You guys ready for this topic?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, for those of you in the audience, today we're going to be talking about how much of his past should he reveal to you? Well, of course, you know, we take it to Facebook, where our media audience is, and they had a lot to say about this question. So we're going to talk about it, try to dissect it for you, and find out what these ladies at the table, what their thoughts are on it. So, Foxx, what do you think? Should he have to tell you
Absolutely.
everything?
Well, the important stuff.
What's important? Yeah, I mean, because what's important to you may not be important to him. So
Jail time is important. Children, that we talked about in the last episode, important. I would even say medical issues, that's important. I mean, I don't need to know how many women you slept with or been in relationships, that's not important. But, you know, we may have to.
I'm going to come back to that
We may have to check, like, you know, the STD track record or something.
See, that one would be real important.
That's why I said medical. We need to check medical. We need to check medical. But yeah, it's important. Speak up.
Miss Kiki, what is your thought on that? Like, should he have to tell you, like, everything that went on in his past, or are you just concerned about certain things? Or
Certain, not everything. Like she said, jail time, yes. Kids, yes. Marriage, if you've been there, yes. Diseases, yes. That's probably about it.
Well, let me say this. We all have a past. Everybody agree?
Yes.
We all have a past. We all have something that we're ashamed to talk about or tell someone. We all agree?
Agree. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that you would, even though you're ashamed of it and nobody else knows about it right now, you would tell that person.
If it's important for them to know, yes.
I'm going to chew on that one a little
You
bit
chew
more,
on
and
it.
then I'll come back to that question. I'm going to come back to that. But let me ask you this. For an example, if someone murders someone, you all feel that they should tell you.
Absolutely.
Why?
Why not?
Why?
You should. I think that if you are capable of murdering someone, I need to know for my safety. And anybody else that's close to me, we need to be safe. Because if you have the moments where you just snap, I need to know that you had the moments where you just snap.
So would it make a difference if it was an accident or if someone snapped?
If it was an accident, then why would you have done jail time?
Because I still have to do the time.
No, I still want to know if it was by accident. I want to know. I want to know how it went down, because I will PI myself. Yes.
If someone murders someone, you should know that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just information.
But if that
you shouldn't
person
keep from
feels
someone.
that they did the time, it was in their past, there's no need to bring it back up. I don't need, that was my old life, I'm a changed person now. Why do I have to go back in my past and tell you?
Because I want to know. Like she said, it's
But if I don't tell you,
what do you mean if she?
if I don't tell you, would that make a
It makes a difference if I find out any other way. So you're better off
Exactly,
just telling
because I'm
me,
leaving.
Because there's ways, like, you can't there's no privacy anymore. So someone's going to tell, or if you do a background check, which I encourage people to do from now on when you start dating people, because they're crazy out there.
Yeah.
But most of us are crazy too that they're dating. But anyway.
But if there is a murder on your record, it needs to be said up front, because it's gonna come to light. Like, there's just...
Yeah, you're right.
So if I'm a child molester or a rapist,
yeah, you better tell me, because I have children.
You should be on some kind of list anyway.
Exactly.
You should be registered anyway.
But most of them don't register. But
not only that, even the ones that register and just leave, you never know where someone's going to pop up at.
Yeah, but see, I want to know.
Out.
Yeah,
you just got to check people out.
That's why there's this thing called Google.
Tell you.
Well, here's the thing.
That makes me mad.
Seriously.
What makes you mad?
Because I think, like, you need to say something. Like, if you're a
people
pedophile, you need to
people are not honest.
I know that upsets me, because I have a child, and if you're a pedophile and you like touching on little boys or whatever it is, little girls, kids, whatever, I need to know about that. That's just, it's not fair.
Well, life is not fair.
Because you're supposed to be into me, and instead you're looking at my little boy. That's
exactly.
What are you talking about? There are men that will date you to get to your younger sister or get to your aunt.
That's what I'm saying.
So my thing of it is, men, that happens a lot.
Well, they need to say that.
I mean...
No, they need.
No, why would they have to tell you? No, they have an attraction to someone else.
They better tell me,
yeah,
if I find out you touch my kid, it's a whole other thing.
To be attracted to another woman, to be attracted to an aunt or a sister or a cousin. It's a crime for you to touch children inappropriately.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, you need to say something.
For real. I agree with Foxx.
But if I did it 20 years ago
that
and I no longer am doing it,
if you are a pedophile, it don't stop.
You're always
going to
have an attraction to kids.
There's going to be trigger points. So something's going to trigger it.
Yes. Maybe ice cream.
Maybe you need to tell me what your trigger points are so that I can make
it away.
So, all right. Wait a minute. You're talking about trigger points and all that great stuff, and I agree with you there, okay? However, if I am a changed person and have not touched anybody in 20 years, 20 years is a long time.
Because you were locked up the whole time. Exactly. That's why. So now you're back in society.
But how are you going to prove that you haven't touched anyone in 20 years? You know how long it takes these children to come forward to say that they've been touched? 20 years.
But I'm talking about someone who really has not done that much time. If you're a pedophile,
they do time. They do time. Yes, they do.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you about that, because I don't know, for a fact about that one.
You watch ID with me, you know they do.
Not for no 20 years. I saw the judge out in Maine letting somebody off the hook for about 50 days.
Well, then there's a little skepticism in him and the judge too.
Yeah, I agree with that one, but in some other judge way out somewhere. It was a few years ago. I was watching Fox News, and I can't think of the older man's name, and he was like so mad, and he was trying to get those judges off the bench because they were giving these people like 30 days for a crime.
Exactly.
Like, come on. Like, no. I mean, 20 years.
That's why I watch Chris Hansen.
I know that's right.
Chris Hansen got issues himself, so.
Yeah, but at least he cheated with another woman.
Not with a kid.
Yeah, so I guess my question would be my next question would be, is there a crime that, I get it, if you murdered someone, you'd want to know that. If you are a rapist or a child molester, you'd want to know that. Is there a crime that is not as severe that you would override?
Yeah,
so if he told you down petty theft.
Yeah, something like petty theft or something like that. Yeah, I mean it's not something that's
so if he robbed my house.
No, I'm not saying it's okay, but that's something that I could probably say, maybe it would be on the maybe side But any other things like she said.
So as long as they steal something and not harm someone, you're good.
I didn't say I'm good. I said they're on the iffy side.
You sell a little marijuana. You know, you might be able to override that one. You know, but
yeah, because y'all probably
that's a hustle. That's a hustle. That's a hustle right there.
Wow.
a little dime here and there. You know, you know what I
However, right. However, if it's a drug dealer, you guys are okay.
I'm not okay with drug dealers.
I said I might override
dealers.
a little dime bag here and there.
Not a big time
when
drug
you
dealer.
got
So if I went, wait a minute, hold up, back up, just rewind for a few minutes. So I heard you say I might forgive them for this or override it. So if someone, petty theft, goes to jail and doesn't tell you that they did time for the petty theft, you might override that one?
I think if it's a misdemeanor, then I mean it's a misdemeanor.
A felony.
But these felony charges and stuff like that, no.
Well, I feel the same way about any type of jail time. I mean, there are trigger points. You might start stealing from me.
Well, then we
so
got a
my
problem.
thing is, what would be the difference between if it's murder or if it's petty theft? Jail time is jail time. You went to jail. You spent time there. I don't want, now you with me, so I don't want you stealing and robbing me and taking my stuff.
I just don't want nobody snapping my neck.
Exactly.
When you get mad if
I could deal. I think I could deal with you more if you just took a couple of my material things. You take my life.
We gotta go anyway. You can go on.
I'm coming back to home.
Wake up dead.
Wake up dead.
I like that one.
I say that all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I just think that I think that some of the women, my observation of the whole situation, I think we say we want to know, and we might, but we don't act like we want to know. And the reason why I say we don't act like we want to know is because I don't see any of us researching those individuals.
Oh, I ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you two do, but
I'm
we're
so
talking
nosy.
about.
I told you I wanted to open up a private investigation firm.
And I am a Google fanatic. I Google your name and anything come up, I will pay that $9.95 so I can get into all your records. Yes, I will.
Okay, you may, but the ladies in the audience, some of them may not. And how I know that they don't is because it happens. So I know that not everybody is Googling and not everybody is PIing around town.
No, they're not.
Because too many of the children, for a fact, are being left in the homes or at night. This is a pet peeve of mine. Let me just throw this out so I can get this off my chest so you guys probably won't have to hear it ever again unless we talk about it. What I cannot stand is mothers who date someone and the guy is roaming through the house while you're sleeping and they're in and out of your child's bedroom. I don't get that. I don't get how a mom especially if you don't know them well, and they're walking through the house touching the kids, your daughters are being molested while you sleep. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I just want to say to the audience, ladies, please watch your children when you have men in the house. Watch your children, watch them, because we don't know everything about everyone. So it's very important that we protect our children. They depend on us to do that, okay? So we're gonna wrap this segment up, and when we come back, we're just gonna talk about, like, should they tell us up front in the early stages of dating, or should it be somewhere in dating, or should it be during the engagement process? And some people don't find out until marriage, but you know, we don't know. But when we come back, we're gonna tackle those questions and see what your thoughts are on that. Hey, welcome back to the Single Ladies Cafe. We're like having this conversation about how much information should men reveal to us, like when we're dating them, like what? And I remember that you guys were kind of heated, or something was going on, feeling some kind of funny way, something was going on in the atmosphere before we went to break. What was going on? Like, why were you, what's going on?
I mean, it's just, you know, like, just when you think about it and people just aren't honest, and, you know, you get into these relationships and you're pulled into things that you probably normally would not tolerate because, you know, someone wasn't honest about it. That just, like, irritates me.
They wait until you get feelings, and then,
I'm an honest person, and if there's something that you need to know about my past where I feel it's gonna affect you down the line somewhere, then I tell it. Like, that's just how I am. I'm a big mouth, so that's, I kind of expect people to be that way with me, that even though they're not, but, you know, that just bothers me.
I think sometimes, and we'll talk about this more, is when you're dating and someone tells you something, especially, which is going to lead into this segment topic, is they don't want to mess it up.
Right.
So a lot of times they don't say anything. And I think sometimes as it goes on, an honest person, I think, will say, you know, what's going on. They'll tell you what's going on. An unhonest person, and maybe, I mean, they might be honest, I don't know. They just may have felt that the time wasn't right.
But
and I think
that gets used as an excuse all the time, because there's really, like, you know, there's just plenty of opportunities. Like, opportunities always present themselves, and people don't take them. Anything. So
because
like,
they don't want to lose that person.
Right. You're going to lose me if I find out later.
It's unfair.
Yeah, you should let the other person have the decision. Let me decide what I want to do. Don't you take it in your own hands and feel like you shouldn't have to tell me anything. And then, but when I find out later, and especially if I find it from another source, there's a problem, I'm definitely going to leave, because now I feel like you deceived me. So let me have that decision if I'm going to decide to stay or leave.
Okay, so what happens if, let me back up for a sec. Last week we were talking about men who bring babies into the relationship. They go outside of the relationship and they have babies. And I was telling a story about someone in my family that had a baby, but didn't tell the baby. The man that was taking care of the child thought it was his child. Well, it wasn't until the child was now an adult that she told him, this is not your child. So she knew, and she didn't tell.
Right, and that's a problem. A big problem.
Stayed with her. They were married for like 30, 40 years.
Some people just believe to stick with the marriage. I mean,
what's she gonna do after 30 years? I mean,
right.
What are you gonna do?
Some people don't, I mean, after 30 years, you don't want to start over. You don't want to go into the dating thing. You don't want to be alone. You're accustomed to that person. But it's rude. It's just rude. It is, and it's not right.
I'm not going to take that away from you girls. I'm not. It is rude. It's disrespectful. It's deceitful. It's all those things. But people do it.
Right. So how do you trust that person? Like, that's just like, after 34 years, you lied the whole time. So it's like,
so the trust factor goes out the window.
Like, who are you?
There's no trust. If there's no trust, there's no relationship.
They stayed together. And the thing of it was, and I don't even want to paint the picture of this person, the person that had the child. I don't want to paint the picture of that person being weak, because that person definitely was not weak. That person was the stronger, I think, of the two. But what do you do?
I mean, that's kind of not different, but you know, when
a lie is a lie.
But when it's a child, like, I mean, even at 34 years old.
Well, at that child, not only has the person that thought they was the father, but the child now at 34
is finding out. Well, yeah, and what about the person who is the father?
I don't know. I ain't doing
It's not
No,
fair.
no,
Like
it's not.
that person has a child and they don't know
And they
that they
don't
have
know.
a child. Then the person that thought that someone's child was theirs
But
is
that
not.
doesn't, I hear what you're saying, and that does happen, but that doesn't always mean that the other person didn't know. The other person may have said, I don't want
I don't
any
wanna do it with
kids,
them.
Okay,
and I don't want
but
anything to do with it, so
what
that
about the
person went
that
back.
raised them? Now
Yeah.
they're thinking that this
That's-
is their
yeah.
flesh and blood, and it's not.
It's not.
That's hurtful. That's hurt. That's
And
so
it was
deceitful.
very, very,
That's
very,
deceitful.
very hurtful to that person. But like I said, it happens, and it happens because it's a family member that I have always respected, always looked up high to. And when I found out, I was like still a teenager anyway when I found out. So it was like kind of hurtful. It was very hurtful because it was like, okay, now the person that I thought, like my uncle, you know, so I don't know. It's just tough, and I just think that, you know, what I'm trying to get out of this conversation is that we do need to research our men, especially today.
Yes.
Especially today. Today is a whole nother,
You're right.
you know, we got a whole nother different deck
Yes,
of
we
cards
do.
that we're
I
dealing
want
with.
Yes, we
to make
do.
a confession just so everybody knows now. Is if I told you that I bought one pair of shoes, I really bought two.
Well,
And
I
check
used to
the
do
trunk.
that.
That's all I'm
I
saying.
used to always say I didn't have
do
no money
stuff like that.
and go shopping and put it in my
That's
mailbox.
not a major crime unless you really took his money
But I'm
out the
just
bank
saying, like,
and he don't
those
know.
are, like,
and-
those
Those are
things
petty
that
little
you let
things.
slide.
Yeah, you know.
But when you're committing crimes, accident, no accident,
I want to
you
know.
need to say something.
Yes, I agree.
You need to say something.
Okay.
Because if my thing about it is it can't be that much of an accident if you've had to serve time. Because if it's an accident, if it's a self-defense issue, they'll let you off. Maybe they'll give you probation.
you're right.
But when you're actually serving jail time because you said it was an accident,
Doesn't
I
mean it
don't
was an
think so.
accident.
Well, how about if you researched it? Because I know people that, and I just know.
I told you, you're
I
not
just
going to
know.
heaven keeping people's secrets.
I know, right?
told
She's
you
all
that.
boggled up with him.
Hey, people confide. I don't know what to tell you.
Need a little confessional or something.
But I know someone who did hit a child by accident and did do jail time. And that person really did hit this person, but the child died. So I think the child was like in the hospital for a little while and then the child died. So, you know, when they go through that whole court thing, and I think they did a little bit of time for it.
He didn't do any jail time.
None?
No,
Are you sure?
positive.
Wow.
No, see, I think he should do some jail time if it was my
Okay,
child.
but what was it? Was he drinking and driving?
No.
He just hit him by accident.
Yeah.
Well, there was.
Some child ran into the street.
Well, then that
So
was
he
an
probably
accident.
got a ticket because maybe
Yeah,
he was speeding.
he was speeding.
Or something like that, but he didn't do any jail time.
Well, see, then that's kind of.
But I still think that that's still information that you should tell
Yeah.
because I think that people have issues. Like
Yeah,
that
they do,
you
because
have
they're-
mental
now they're so
issues and
boggled
stuff
up
like
with
that.
what
Wait a minute, where did it become mental if I hit a child
No,
by
because
accident?
no,
if a
because
child
that's
ran
something
into-
that you have to deal with, the
yes,
after
your
effects of it.
mind is.
But if that happened a while ago, and I feel that I'm better now,
yeah, but what if he's messed up in the head and he gets triggers that he
gonna
hit this
tell,
kid?
he's not going to tell you I'm messed up in the head. Who tells somebody I'm messed up
No,
in
you
the
know,
head?
You can figure it out by
listen, you
their
can figure it out,
actions. I don't need
but
you-
I would want to
sometimes you
know.
just look at
exactly,
them.
I would want to know that
What's
you
your
hit this
eye?
child.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're listen, ladies and
Don't
gentlemen,
believe her.
no, this is true. If you're the
I know
doc,
people that it don't happen to.
well,
and
then
they
you need to watch
crazy
out.
too.
Then the darkness of their eyes, if they do not reach the bottom of their eye, and you can see the white underneath that dark, they are capable of murder. Be careful. That is a known
That's
fact.
Kiki's known.
No, it is not. It is a known
One
fact.
day we were watching TV. She said, "See that man? You see where his people is? He's a killer."
But wasn't he on TV for killings?
He was. He was. He was. Okay. So I don't know what to.
No, but seriously, if you kill someone by accident, like for the story you just said, I would want to know only because of simple fact that you still might have suppressed anger towards yourself or whatever. There could be triggers that I need to know about, because if you do have these triggers, I'm not saying okay, it was by accident, but you might be a little crazy in the head. I need to watch out for little red flags.
Crazy in the head?
Because okay, think about it. If you murder someone by accident, you might have bad nightmares where you wake up in the morning and you're like going crazy because you're seeing yourself hit this child every day.
When they serve in the service, in the army or something.
Exactly. So you know something, I want to know if you in the service
what
too.
What do they call it? Shell shock or something?
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing when you hit somebody.
Exactly.
So I have to reveal to you that I've been in the army?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know people who went crazy after serving.
There's people that never serve.
You're right. But yet and still, these are things I want to know.
This is the problem with her. Having this conversation with her is kind of pointless because we've already talked to her about keeping secrets, and she keeps them.
Exactly.
So really, like,
so one day when she starts twitching in your house,
you're gonna have to start asking me, like,
for real. We can't tell her secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Right.
Anyway, so when do you think we're supposed to tell you ladies?
Immediately.
In the beginning of dating?
Immediately.
Okay, in the beginning of dating?
Yeah, I would say
dating, engaged?
No, definitely not engaged. Dating, I would say. I mean, not as soon as I meet you the first date, but yeah.
No, if you serve jail time, you need to tell me immediately.
I would say as time, because I might not even be interested in you, but I would want to know. I mean, before a month is over, I would want to know.
But if you're not interested in me, so then I feel that I should not have to spill the beans. Why? If you're not interested in me, and there's a possibility of us not getting together, I'm not going to tell you something that...
tell me so I can tell my friend.
That's why I said not as soon as our first date, because I might not date you anyway. If I come back for a second date, then obviously I'm interested, and you need to start telling me what's going on.
He crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
He crazy, girl.
Well, that's number one, man. You need to know that we will do checkup.
Yes, we will.
We are private.
Well, we will anyway.
And I will share to those that I care about.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I know, and this is going in the medical type of thing, where there are men that will even have AIDS, and they will date other women. They will date other women that, and they know they have it, but they don't tell the women that they're dating.
You just made my stomach queasy.
I'm just saying.
No, because I know it does, because I know someone that it happened to. And actually, my family member was one who had it, and they were messing around with people and not saying anything. I know a guy who actually went to jail because he knew he had it, and he said out of his mouth that he was going to have, intercourse with these different women, and didn't care if they got it because he was upset that a woman gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
But this is what I mean by we have to check. We have to check. It's important.
It sounds kind of like politically correct, but when you start dating people, you need to go have tests done together.
Yes.
Not let them go on their own.
Yes.
And you go on your own. You need to go together. Yep. Or if you do go on your own, make sure you give me them results.
Exactly.
I need them. I want the originals, because I know people know how to do fraudulent stuff these days.
Yes. But doesn't it take some time, even though they have it, and you may not have it right then and there, but it takes maybe some years to get into your system. So I say, wrap it up.
Right.
That's what I say.
Right.
Number one.
Yeah, but that's if it takes years to get into your system, then that person doesn't know, so they're not necessarily keeping that from you. That's a little different.
Well, that would be if they did.
But if you know that you got it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying to the women, prevention.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
prevention is everything. So I think in this particular segment, with telling people up front, we're going to talk a little bit about it when JV joins us, with the media, the social media. But I don't know. I was kind of up in the air about should you tell me in the beginning, or if I wanted to know in the beginning, or if I wanted to know during the dating period. I think, knowing me, I would definitely want to know. Right, maybe not the first date,
If I come back for a second date, I want to know.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of
Because now that shows that I'm interested.
Right.
Right. But some people may feel still too soon to discuss it with you. It's still new. So they don't want to take the chance of leaving you or you leaving them. So they try to wait. And I think we'll talk about it a little bit later. But they try to trap you because now you got all these feelings for them. And they're like thinking, oh, she ain't going to leave me.
Don't get it twisted.
For real.
Please don't.
It could be 6 months and I'll still leave you.
All right.
Well, that's the breaking point.
6
anyway.
months.
I say
The
3.
mark. You either stay or you go.
I say 3.
We're done. Welcome back to the Single Ladies Cafe. Joining us is JV. JV, how are you?
I'm good.
You good?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and you got all the social media for us. What did the people have to say? Like, to that whole question, you've been listening to, our conversation about should men kind of tell us about their past or how much should they tell us? So, what is the feedback?
All right, so I have 4 comments from
Okay.
how much of his past should he share with you.
Okay.
So Tiffany says, definitely, he should hope that you trust he's atoned for his crime, but you should have the option to believe otherwise.
Okay, so she's basically saying that the women should have a choice.
Yes.
Okay, we agree.
Okay. Then it goes to Cheryl. Cheryl ties into that by saying, yes, being upfront, especially in new beginnings, is a must on both.
We agree.
Agree.
Right?
Agree.
Yeah,
Agree.
we agree.
Agreed? Okay.
Mhm.
Brother Al mentions, however, both parties need to put everything on the table, and if they are trying to develop a serious relationship.
Up front?
Up
Or-
front.
Okay. We agree.
Agree?
I mean, you have
Yeah.
to tell the truth.
have to.
You have to
Yes.
say,
Basically, anytime they say tell them, I'm going to agree.
Agree.
I'm quiet here today.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Yeah.
And I have a lot too. Carolyn, all right, next one is Carolyn, and she says this. That's a serious charge/crime. He definitely should share that information about himself. I'm not sure I could be comfortable with a man with such a past. I'm not saying he can't be rehabilitated or change. It's just so uncomfortable for her. Some women can put it out of their heads and move forward, others can't. Either way, the choice should be hers. She shouldn't be deprived of making that choice.
so what I'm getting is that everyone agrees that at some point it should be revealed.
Right.
Okay, but my question I think I still have with the ladies is, are we leaving them because of their revelation, because of the revelation? So if someone is telling you that they murdered someone, I guess you're still saying it depends on if it was an accident or not. So if it was an accident, you
I want to
would-
know what the accident was and how it happened. Let me choose if that was well enough as an accident.
I want to see the court documents.
Yeah, I want to.
Pay
Yeah,
that
I want proof.
$9.95.
I want proof that
Yeah.
how this accident went down. Because if it doesn't sound like an accident to me, I'm leaving. And if it wasn't an accident, I'm leaving.
And no matter how far along in a
I'm
relationship, you're engaged, married,
I'm leaving.
okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So question 2 was, all you said it is important for your mate to reveal his past, so when is the right time to actually reveal it? And A was early dating, B was dating, or C was being engaged. So JT says he chooses B, dating. When you first start dating, you just beginning to scratch the surface. Since this thing is new, given detailed information up front and your about your past could possibly cause that person to judge you during the beginning stages. If you say the wrong thing too soon, they may not want to be bothered with you at all.
JT.
That's the whole point.
Now he gonna get that boy.
That's the
I'm
whole
telling you.
point of letting me know early in the day, because I don't want to wait until.
See, he's trying to trap people. He just got me caught up. He's trying to trap people into the relationship.
Exactly.
That was my whole point
Yeah,
when I read that, because I was already thinking that when I put the question out. I was like, watch, a lot of people are gonna say during the dating time.
Yeah.
They're not.
Because they want to wait till you get all caught up in all these feelings, and then you have
Exactly.
to make this big decision. And most women, because they're weak, they're gonna stay.
Yeah, most of them will.
Yeah, they're gonna no. You tell early on, JT, I disagree with you.
Deceitful.
Very deceitful. I think no matter when you tell the person, it should be that person's choice. Not, you shouldn't have to try to decide for me or make a decision for me, like Kiki already said earlier. Don't try to think for me or try to decide your fate with me because I need to know what went down, and I'll decide if I want to stay or not.
Yes.
And I think that's only fair. I don't see why the person
It's
would
selfish
not think that
because
it
they're
was.
selfish.
It
That's
is.
why. Because they have their attraction to you, and they have their thing, like he calls it, this thing, in their mind that they wanna, they want to be with you, and they're going to do whatever it takes for them to make sure that it's reciprocated. So if keeping something away from them that they know would be a turnoff, by keeping that, I mean, it's just selfish.
Well, I think he's saying that he would tell, he would just wait until.
Right, he would wait
but
until the
that's
person's
trapping
all good in
someone.
their feelings,
Yeah.
and if you get the right one, she may stay.
I get the feeling a lot of women would stay.
Yeah, a lot of women probably would.
Apparently, he has
yeah.
experience in that.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like
Right, like he was said that by saying he likes to wait until I know they like my personality before dropping any bombs.
No,
No, that's not cool.
no.
Like, he's gonna get this.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
And he was like, she knows my personality and understands why I have those bad decisions in the past. It doesn't make my wrong doing okay, but at least this stage she might be able to handle it.
No, that's not.
Well, it depends on what it is. If
What it-
you're
yeah.
just talking about routine dating stuff, you messed up with your ex-girlfriend, or you didn't call her at the right time or whatever.
If you're clingy.
If you're clingy or whatever the case may be, stuff like that, okay. But when we're talking about murder, or you're a child molester or a rapist,
Those are
or
important.
those things I think should be revealed. You need to let us know, like up front, and let us make the decision. Although I have to say, if it was the other shoe, if it was the other way around, I don't think women would do it either. I just don't see women really coming out and saying, well, I did 25 years, for selling a little weed,
Most women, if they did jail time, you can tell.
That's what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was
Yes,
gonna say.
you can tell when women done jail time.
So you can tell when women has done jail time, but not men.
You can tell men.
You can
Yeah.
tell men too,
Yeah.
Tell
but
men.
women are you dead on. Like they could be walking up the street and you could tell it right off the bat.
I mean, there was a guy, I was in the store the other day, and just by the way, like if you listen to people, because he was saying, oh, well, this costs this much now, and that stuff like that,
like
you know
you've
what I
been out the
mean?
loop for a long
so it's like, he said, I remember when this road was a one-way road, now it's two. I said, whew,
Yeah, whoa.
you was tucked away for a long time, 'cause this has been a two-way road since I've been here, and I've been here
because
for a while.
that's what they call institutionalized.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
right. Then he's like, what kind of car is that? And I'm like,
Wow,
see,
yeah.
So you've been going for a long
for
time.
real.
Start
Yeah,
listening to conversation, lady.
I don't know about I think you really can't judge a book by its cover. I think the bottom line is conversation and commuting and research. So if their name don't come up under the Google search, you might have a way, you might be okay with that one, but
No, you check the Rhode
pay that
Island.
$9.99.
See, that's what I
Check
said.
everything.
Pay that $9.95 and you'll find out
If
everything you want to
somebody who
know.
works in the court systems,
Yeah, real good.
tell them to hook you up.
But now you can pull their driving records,
Yeah,
you can pull their
all of
license
it.
and all that kind of stuff.
All I
think
need is
now,
someone's
so-
license plate number, and it's a wrap.
Exactly. I know that's right.
So I think
Don't let me get your
we
fingerprint.
just have to research the people that we are dating. It's unfortunate that you can't take people's word as the truth.
Right.
And I wouldn't, because there's too much out there, just way too much. I mean, you already heard us talking about from medical to just mental. Like, I don't want to have to wake up and you standing over me with a knife, butcher knife. For real. I don't. Or, you know, they're clever now. They start putting stuff in your drink. You know, they made you, hey, baby, I made you a cup of coffee.
Oh, my boo cooked dinner for me today.
What did he put in it?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
What were the ingredients?
Now you know that one ain't even funny.
Any food?
You know, something
Oh,
started
did you
tasting a
have
little
dinner
extra
made last
sweet.
night?
Oh.
That
Okay.
ain't funny, y'all.
My bad.
Next comment.
Little
Oh,
antifreeze.
son. Anything else in there?
That's why it's leaking out of my car. Putting in Kiki's food.
Wow.
That ain't funny.
That's not. That ain't right.
That was bad. All right, so question 3. There was, what is your thoughts on the response, keep the past in the past? It's not about your past, but about the now and future. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's the past and everyone has one. So the comment was about, from Stephanie, it's not about your past, but it is the now and future. With this added after the word future, and how you learned and grew from your past.
No, your past determines our future.
Right.
Yes.
No.
Definitely.
So this person says, leave the past in the past. It's about what's going on with us right now.
That's somebody that don't ask no questions. That's somebody that don't care about asking no questions. That's somebody that just want to be with somebody and just will
And they're
settle.
comfortable. Yeah.
Ta-ta.
No.
Well, I'm just thinking I would like to ask that person like a couple of more questions because
Add on to it, yeah.
like I would like to know, like, are you talking in terms of other women? Are you talking about, like, what exactly are you talking about? Because I'm trying to think rationally why someone would feel that it's okay for someone else to bury their past without revealing it to anybody. And another thing, ladies, that you need to do is, I'm about at this point right now, if he was married before, I'm about to go talk to the ex-wife.
Hey now.
References.
Hey
I'm
now.
about to, that's where I am right now.
References.
I'm about to go and talk to the ex-wife. Look, I don't know what happened in your relationship. I'm not trying to get in your relationship, but do you got any tips for me? Because
No,
is
I want to
anything I
know,
need to
why
know?
didn't y'all work?
well,
I don't want tips. What happened? I want the story.
same thing.
Every single
They're
word
gonna
of the
tell you
story.
that.
I
You
want
know
the
they're gonna
story.
tell you the story.
Yeah, they're gonna tell you,
I
but
mean,
sometimes they sugarcoat what they done did in the relationship too.
Yeah, but I
So,
don't care about that because
yeah.
it's not me and her, it's me and him. So I just
I
need
get
you to,
that.
and they usually honest about what the problem was with him.
Well, because the reason why I say that is because, you know, drastically we're talking about crime. But I think there are things that we should talk about, even, I think I heard you say about certain women or whatever. I don't want to know how many women you can. And the number of women is not important to me. Who is,
Right.
or what type of women?
woman you would, right.
Because I think it's important for us to know what type of woman or women he actually slept with. Because if he's sleeping around with different women, that's not a good man. If he has a certain type of women, at least it kind of tells you, well, he only going to deal with this type. He's not going to be going. So when you see like this one coming off, then we're like, wait a minute, something is wrong here, because now he done slipped some whatever in.
Like if he dates strippers, like run.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, you know, so we got to
Right.
be careful about, and we need to ask questions. And another resource for women to go to is ask the family. Check with the family, because the family will tell you. They may not get in detail just to, you know, blast them out or whatever, but they'll tell you, sweetie,
Yeah, they will.
You
why
don't
are
even
you
have
with
to
this
ask.
guy?
I think
No,
you can
yeah,
just sit there
and just have a
observe.
conversation. Sometimes that's a casual
Yeah.
conversation.
I don't even
They'll
think
tell.
you need to ask.
They'll
And
tell.
not for nothing. I'm gonna watch the parents and family members' characteristics too,
Well,
because
yeah,
that's not
exactly.
too far from
That
each
Yeah.
other.
apple does
Yeah,
not fall too far from the
Yeah,
tree.
you're right.
Was that it, James?
Yes, it was.
Okay, JV, thank you so much
problem.
for keeping us updated with what the audience has to say. To the audience, we just like for you guys to know that every week or 2 weeks right up until our show, we put these questions out. So if you want to hear your comments on our show, please log on to our Facebook fan page and might get a shot at hearing your question. All right, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And that will be the end of this segment. We're gonna go into Exposure with the Foxx when we come back. So we're gonna take a quick break and we will be right back.
This week we had a chance to go out and sit down with Vaughn Anthony. If you do not know who Vaughn Anthony is, he is the brother of John Legend, and he has a new mixtape out called Life of a Player. And, you know, I sat down with him and I talked to him about the album and all that good stuff, and just try to get some information for y'all to get to know him up close and personal. So I want you guys to check out some footage from when we sat down with Vaughn Anthony. Welcome to Exposure with the Foxx. I am the Foxx, and today we're going to do something a little different for y'all, but it's going to be special, of course. I am here at the meet and greet for the up close and personal Mr. Vaughn Anthony. If you guys do not know who Vaughn Anthony is, that's my job. I'm going to let y'all know who he is right now. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, and you?
Good.
You look mighty nice.
Thank you. You looking good yourself. You got a little LL lick of the lips going on.
I'm just trying to keep up with you. That's it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So we're here today because you have a mixtape EP out right now. It's called Life of a Player. Now, you in the Single Ladies Cafe. Now, Single Ladies Cafe is a dating and relationship talk show. Okay. So you know we're going to get at you about that title.
All right. I'm ready.
All right. So, Life of a Player. First thought, when we hear Life of a Player, we like, okay, here he going to come with this stuff. He, talk about the groupies and the video vixens and, he ain't doing the ladies right. Are we going down the right path with that?
I went down that path, but I also went down the path of a player being transparent and a player having feelings as well, and noticing, what he put the woman through, In Your Shoes explains that. Okay. But I touch on every base. I think I covered all bases on the mixtape as far as the life of a player.
Okay. Now, In Your Shoes, that features Olivia.
Yeah.
And Olivia's from Love and Hip Hop. If you guys don't know that by now, y'all must be under a rock somewhere. But In Your Shoes, explain that track a little bit.
Well, basically, it's a song about the roles being reversed, the woman doing all the hurtful things to the male, and, the male wondering what would he do if, he was in her position. Would he stay with her? Would he leave her? And so that's basically what the song's about, and a lot of women like it.
Well, because we have to admit when we're wrong sometimes, and we do put y'all through some stuff. Actually, we had somebody on Facebook talking about that earlier today, that we be putting them through some stuff and we'll never understand what it's like to be a guy, but we feel it's the same way. Y'all will never understand how it is to be a woman either.
Yeah, and that's the way God made us. That's why we special.
Exactly. I'm happy with where I'm at. So let's get into a little bit more of the album, though. One of my favorite tracks, we were talking before, the camera started rolling, is I Love It. Can you just sing a little bit? I know you got some performances to do later on, so I don't want you to tire it out, but just a little sneak peek so the ladies can understand why I love it.
It goes like, go ahead and lay down, lady. I plan to get you in a special mood tonight. Yeah. We'll turn the music down, baby, so I can hear all of the good things that you like. So let love's magic potion fill the air. It's like ecstasy when you're next to me. We're flying, soaring to another atmosphere, to a brand new galaxy. Yeah.
All right, now you got the ladies over there in the corner, all like this and other stuff.
It's kind of hard because I was hearing other music.
Yeah, you got some of your stuff going on in the background. But now I heard a little bit of John Legend in your voice.
Oh, did you?
I did. So rumor has it is that you're the younger brother of John Legend.
I'm the younger big brother.
The younger big brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I know that you probably get that all the time, and you're being compared to him a lot. What would you say about yourself and about your music separates you from your brother John?
My style is like totally different as far as my writing style. He might talk about love and you would think of like doves,
Flowers
and
butterflies, yeah.
But when I talk about love, I talk about the trenches. You know, us being in the trenches, fussing and fighting and arguing, and you know, concrete with weeds and everything. You know, so and just my swagger is like totally different from his. The way I dress, the way I talk, the people I hang around is totally different from, you know, his crowd of people. And we just two different people. We just came from the same womb.
You a little sexier too. Don't tell him I said that though.
Uh-oh.
Okay. But getting back to the album, you actually have you obviously have John on the album. Then you have some other hot people on there. You have Rick Ross, you have Prodigy, then Olivia, which is in your shoes that we talked about. Do you have any, like, are you signed to anyone, or is that in the works right now?
Right now I'm just moving the way I want to move, how I want to move. I can put whatever song out that I want to put out. So, and I kind of like it that way, because that way I'm not a puppet, you know, and I can really do what I need to do and get the, you know, the type of music that I feel like best represents Vaughn Anthony.
Right, absolutely, because a lot of artists are not getting the opportunity to really do that. You know, they're walking in and they have to pretty much do it, you know, the label
and they get
says.
Paid, they get paid very well to do it, but you know, money, you know, motivates me, but not that much.
I hear you, absolutely. So with you've been on the Evolver tour.
Yeah.
Was that your only tour that you've done, or are you touring now besides you doing your album, right? What were you doing prior to?
Prior to that, I was singing background, and I also opened up on the Once Again tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I had the chance to open up all around the world, and that was pretty fun. But at the same time, like I said, I sang background for him majority of the time, until the Evolver tour, where I opened up for him and Indy Irie, and I was able to, you know, display some of my talents in music. So that was pretty cool.
Good. Well, you know, I've had a chance to listen to the album. I thoroughly enjoy the album. And I hope that everybody else, and I hope that our audience will be able to know who you are and enjoy what I hear. How can they get a hold of you? Where can they find you?
You can check me out at Vaughn Anthony, the #1. You can also check me out on Facebook at All Day VA. And the first one at Vaughn Anthony 1, that's at Twitter if you don't know that lingo.
The lingo.
And then you can go to my website, Vaughn Anthony Music, and you can download the mixtape for free.
Okay.
Yep. And if anybody wants to support an indie artist like me, an independent artist like me, you can go to indigo.com, and that's Vaughn Anthony Music, to help support the movement. It's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I have to ask you, because, you know, a lot of our audience is single ladies. Is Vaughn Anthony single?
Nah, I'm taking like bacon at breakfast.
All right, nothing wrong with that. We ain't mad at you. And to the lucky lady, but we're gonna let you go, because we know that you have some other events to attend to before the show tonight. What are you going to be giving the audience tonight?
You know, just something that's on the mixtape. We're gonna play some of my music. I'm gonna mingle, you know, around and just have a little fun, like I'd always do. And you know, I'm gonna perform a couple songs, so we're gonna have a good time though.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. We definitely appreciate it, and we will be in contact. And we really hope that everything goes well for you, and we will be bumping you and supporting and all that we got to do to get your name out there.
Thank you. I appreciate the love and support.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's all we have. All right, guys. Wasn't he a cutie pie? Did you guys enjoy him?
We did. We did. And the thing of it is, when we were there and we met him, he didn't look like the person that the vocals, didn't match the person that he was. And he sounds I know he might not like that, but he sounds exactly
He
like
does. He does.
Yeah, I thought he was a real cutie. He had a great personality. His team was like, you know, just good. Just good. It was.
I enjoyed him. So, I mean, look out for him. If you guys can get a chance to check out his album, please do so. Check out the Single Ladies Cafe fan page. You can get some more information on how you can get a hold of Vaughn Anthony and his music.
And I think, will you be uploading it on the blog at all? Or on the website?
It may be on the blog. We will see what happens. Y'all be leaving everything to me now. But yeah, you guys guys will be able to check out the full interview on the blog. So stay tuned for all the good stuff.
Okay. Thank you so much for doing that interview with Vaughn. We really appreciate it. It was a good time. It was a good day that day.
Yes, it was.
Well, we're going to bring it right back for a few more minutes. I think we have just a couple minutes. We're going to bring it back to our conversation about men revealing to us about their past. How are you guys feeling now that we've had the conversation? You've already given your input. The social media's given their input. How do you guys feel now?
Still the same. Yeah.
Have you guys ever experienced it before? Has there been someone that you dated that they may not have murdered anyone or, you know, to that extreme, but have you ever kind of gotten out of the relationship because of something that they did or you found out that they did and that they didn't tell you?
I have.
You never cease to amaze me. Okay, we're gonna give it to Kiki. What happened?
I got out of a relationship because they failed to tell me that they were married. So, you know how you just start putting two and two together? Then I Googled. I loved Google.
They love you too if you just use them.
For real. And I put it all together, got all the information, even got her maiden name and everything, where they lived and all type of stuff. And then I threw the name in his face and asked him, was he married? And he didn't know what to say. And then...
No fight? No,
he didn't know what to say. He was shocked that I found out.
Why would he be shocked? Because that's something that...
He was shocked that I found out. But I guess he thought, for some reason, I guess he thought I was stupid. But I'm not.
How long ago was it that you guys were dating before you found out?
Like, a couple of months.
Well, then, yeah, that's why he...
Yeah, a couple of months.
But even at a couple of months,
that's why he thought he would be able to get away with it.
To get away with it.
I mean, those are just things that you ask in the beginning.
Yeah. So, when
Did you ask?
Not at the beginning, no. No. But I did say, you know, about his lady, but as what he said, that he didn't have one. But as I started putting two and two together, then I was like, okay,
those
something's
guys
not
to
right.
me are the easiest ones to pick. They're the, even if you don't ask, they are the easiest ones to uncover why women have such a problem unless they don't mind. I don't know, because he cannot be at home with a wife and at home with you all the time. Something is wrong. Somewhere he's not.
Exactly.
So if y'all want to know how to know if he's married, come see Miss SC.
Hey now.
So we're gonna wrap this up. I mean, I don't know what else to say on this conversation. We come here and we try to give the women something, a little something to go on, to open up a discussion. That's what our job is, to kind of open up the topic, you know, open the discussion with a intelligent topic, and hopefully you get something out of it. Our job is to help you kind of identify these, you know, men that won't tell the truth or they won't do the right thing. So with all this said, all we can tell you is Google, research, and ask questions. Thank you for tuning in. This has been the Single Ladies Cafe, and we'll check you guys out the next time.